In this video, I'm going to show you who's responsible for coverage of speed up attacks in the middle, down the line, and cross court. This is an advanced strategy video. This is not a mamby-pamby quick tip video. This we're going to go deep and show you exactly how to cover that shot right there so that you don't get beat down the middle. Let's get into it. We're going to pick up the rally a few dinks before the speed up. That allows us to look at some of the dink technique and also some of the concepts and movement of the players as they work up until the speed up. This match here is the North Carolina Open on the PPA Tour. It's the men's doubles championship between Ben Johns, Gabe Tardio, Federico Staksrud, and Hayden Patriquin. If you haven't seen players like this play live, highly recommend you do it. Check out the PPA Tour, check out where they're traveling to. If they're going to be near you, do yourself a favor, watch these players play live because it's totally different live experience. I'll put a link down below and you can check that out. All right, let's look at some of the dinks before the speed up attack here. And what you're going to see here is very simple technique, not a lot of paddle movement. They're going to move the ball around. Here, Ben's going to go straight because Hayden's pinching middle, so he's going to try and pull him over to the side here, right? That's the open spot on the dink. And now Hayden is going to go cross court because Gabe is slid over to the middle there. And here's where Gabe is going to now attack the ball. And Gabe's going to attack that ball through the middle here. So let's see how Hayden and Federico deal with it. You see Hayden sitting on it. He's going to take a backhand. He's going to power it in the middle there for the winner. So that is correct lane coverage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the board where I'm going to show you from an aerial view. We're going to move the players around, look at the angles, so we can be clear on who covers what lane when you're in a speed up attack. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is an advanced strategy. We're going to go deep on this. If this is not your type of video, you can go find another video. If you want to learn how to cover this, stay tuned. In a minute, we're going to go back to the game footage and show you examples in that match of where there was clarity and examples in that match where there was not clarity on lane coverage, and how you can see the difference in how those two impact the results of the rally. I'll also share with you, after we go over those, I'll share with you a potential misconception about the application of this concept so you can see how not to apply it in the wrong situation. All right, let's go to the court board here and show you the proper lane coverages. So we're going to have the ball is going to be here. So the question now is, if it's going to be sped up from there, who covers what lane? So we have three potential lanes. We have the down the line lane, we have the middle lane, and we have the cross court lane. So let's start with the easiest one first, which is the cross court lane here, which would be on the outside of this player. If you're a right-handed player and you were that player, that would be your forehand. If you're a left-handed player, that would be your backhand. The cross court attack there is not covered. You're playing with the idea that if they speed it up cross court, it's going to end up out of bounds most likely. So that lane is not covered on a speed up. So we have two lanes left. We have the middle lane and the down the line lane. The problem that often happens is that this player here is trying to cover both. So this player here is sitting on line and sitting on middle. That is too much for this player to cover. It usually ends up in a mistake because they have to move the paddle around, as you'll see when we have lack of clarity. So the down the line attack here belongs to this player here. This player covers that shot. So by process of elimination, the middle attack lane is covered by this player here. So this player has this one, this player has this one. That gives you perfect clarity on who covers the lanes of attack on your speed ups, which is exactly what Hayden and Federico did and why it works so well. So let's go back to the game footage. I'm going to show you how it works when you have the clarity and how you can run into trouble when you're trying to pick between left and right as the down the line player trying to cover middle as well. Let's pick up the rally from the speed up moment here. Remember, Gabe is going to attack between Federico and Hayden, so down the middle. According to our lane coverage assignments, we know that this ball belongs to Hayden, not Federico. So let's see what happens here. As he hits the ball, what you're going to see is actually, it's really dramatic here. You can see Federico doesn't even think about it. Federico actually moves out of the way. He's leaning to his left to give Hayden more space to operate in. So these two players are perfectly clear on who's going to take that ball, and it is not Federico, it's Hayden. That allows Hayden to, as the young players would say, annihilate that counter and put the ball away, because he has no moment of hesitation. He's not thinking one way or the other way. As soon as the ball's attacked, his paddle's already on the backhand side. He's able to get on top of it and put it down. We're going to look at it again from this angle. We'll look at the dinks again so you can see the movement. Now, in fairness to Gabe, when he attacks the middle, you can see that Hayden has come out here on this dink. So Hayden's going to go cross court. Usually that can spell a risk to this team, right? Because Hayden is switching the ball from one side to the other side of the court. What can happen there is you can see a gap sometimes develop in the middle here. Problem is Hayden is a young man, very, very athletic. He's already across the center line before Gabe even hits this ball. And then you can see him again. Federico backs away. Hayden sits on that ball and just obliterates it. So that's perfect lane coverage. Here we're going to see Ben and Gabe with really good lane coverage as well. We're going to see an attack again down the middle, and then we're going to see the proper player covering that ball. So you're going to see here Federico's going to do a roll attack from there, a flick attack, a speed up. So he's going to attack in here between them. Now, if you ever watch Gabe Tardio play, Gabe Tardio absolutely loves this backhand. Loves hitting the backhand from there. So normally he would hit that. Ben and Gabe have sorted this out, and this is going to be Ben's ball. You can see as the ball comes across, Gabe is going to get out of the way and let Ben take a forehand on it to be able to put it down for the successful counter. So these are two examples of clear lane coverage with good results. Now let's look at some situations where there was lane coverage confusion, which didn't end so well. We're going to run 2 rallies now, consecutive rallies, where Ben and Gabe have some lane coverage confusion, which results in them losing the rally. And I'll run it in slow motion in a second and break it down for you. But what you're going to see here is you're going to see Ben's able to defend that one because that's the one he's supposed to cover. But then as soon as Hayden goes to the middle there's confusion and there's a miss. This is the very next rally. We're going to have the exact same thing happen again, where Hayden's going to attack the middle from his side, and Ben's going to have to decide which way to go, and he's going to be too late, and he's going to end up missing this volley, as you'll see in a second here. So this is where that lane coverage on the speed ups, if you have confusion on it, can cause you trouble. Let's slow it down and break it down. So this first one here that you're going to see is from here, Hayden is going to attack the outside. So he's going to hit down the line. Based on our lane coverages, we know that coverage is Ben's. So Ben can comfortably sit on his backhand there, be ready, and have no problem with that one. But on the very next attack, what you're going to see is you're going to see the ball go towards the middle, and now Ben is actually going to sit to the backhand again, right? That ball's coming to the middle. Ben's sitting correctly, so this ball should be Gabe's. Now, in fairness to Ben and Gabe, they're fairly new partners, so they're still working through some of this, I'm sure. Remember on the last one that we looked at, on the other side, that one Gabe laid off. Ben came over and took the forehand, which was correct. This time it's backward, meaning Ben's supposed to lay off and Gabe's supposed to take that one. But Gabe is going to lay off, and now Ben's going to be late because he's already loaded up on the backhand side. That creates that middle coverage confusion. And with that kind of confusion, you end up making mistakes on those speed ups. If you're going to play with a partner regularly, particularly in competitive situations, you want to make sure to have that totally locked down. And if you are playing competitively, inside our Better Pickleball Academy, we have a ton of really good resources for competitive play. League, duper, tournament, you name it. We have it in there. At the end of the video, I'll put a link where you can join us inside the Academy and learn how to play better competitive play. Before we leave our speed up attack lane coverage analysis, there's one area that we need to explore, which is there are times when you are the aggressor and the lane coverages no longer apply. Lane coverages on speed up attacks is a defensive concept. It's how do you react to when you're under pressure, not who takes the shot when you're playing offensively. In this rally here, which is going to run a couple of times, we're going to see Ben Johns do one of his triangular attacks where he's going to take the first ball, which is a lane coverage concept, but the second ball you're going to see he takes anyway, even though he's not covering the lane, he's basically attacking. So we're going to see it again from the end here. What you're going to see is you're going to see this first ball that goes down the line. That's a lane coverage assignment on a speed up. This next ball though, lane coverage would say it's Gabe's. It's not. It's actually Ben's, because Ben's in the flow there and Ben's attacking and he's going to finish his own attack. So if you're going to apply lane coverages like we talked about here and you're being offensive, you can disregard the lane coverage on your next shot, which is the offensive attack like Ben did there. I hope you enjoyed this advanced strategy analysis. If you did, let us know in the comments. Here's an Academy link so you can check that out. Here's another video, and I look forward to seeing you inside our next Learn from the Pro video here at Into Pickle. Be well.